Hey everybody, Rob here from Heli Skunkworks, and I would like to thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to be talking about pretty much everything that has to do with the balance of your helicopter. I'm calling this balance and battery, because your battery is at least ostensibly the most dynamic factor that has, the overall, how can I put this, the dynamic variance of how your helicopter is going to be balanced. Sure, you can add modifications and add things, subtract things, and that's going to change it too, but your battery is something that you're putting in and taking out all the time. Excuse me, I'm aiming this more or less at beginners who are just getting into this. And anyway, so we're going to talk about putting in your battery, and I'm going to show you how to make sure that your helicopter is balanced correctly before flight. Because here's the thing, if your helicopter isn't balanced correctly, it's not going to fly well. In fact, if you're just starting out, or you're learning to hover or whatnot, it's going to make it way more difficult than it has to be. So all right, first of all, let's go ahead and take this canopy off. By the way, this is the ESky Honeybee fixed pitch version 2, which also I should say to that this really applies equally well. Everything I'm going to be showing you applies equally well to pretty much any RC heli. Balance is a huge factor with helicopters. It is with planes too, but you really want to make sure you got your helicopter balanced out. So anyway, in a lot of the ads I've seen on the web for the Honeybee, in particular the version 2, I don't know why, but I see it pictured a lot with the battery. I got my fuse mod in here. See these two little blue things? That's connected to a 10 amp fuse. It's known as a fuse mod to protect your 4-in-1. So I can't get it all the way back in there like the way they show it on a lot of these web pages, but the battery's like shoved all the way back, basically about to here. And just to show you a little bit, I'll get it back as far as I can. There we go. Slipped it over my fuse there. Let me show you something here. When your battery is installed into your helicopter, the way that you know it's balanced correctly fore and aft is if you take and lift it up by the fly bar and notice how it tilts. And what you're looking for, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but what you're looking for is, I gotta move this forward a little to get it in the camera view, is you want your skids, so you're looking at your skids and you're looking at your tail, and you want those to basically come off, they should lift off the ground at the same time when you go to pick it up like this. And as you can see, skids are coming up way quicker than the tail. Here's the tail still pretty much on the table and the skids are way up. So that's way out of balance. We want it to be coming up, like this. So, if you go into the forums, and people who fly the Honeybee and know how to set it up and fly it, you'll see where they have their battery mounted about, I'm going to slip this in here real quick. Okay, so you'll see that they basically have their battery mounted in like this. Let me give you a good close-up of that. So here's really the end of your battery tray right here, where my finger's at, and this is just all battery hanging out, which will stick into the nose cone. Okay, but now watch what happens when I go to lift it up this time. Get the tail more in view there. You can see where the skids are. Move this back. Okay. And when I pick it up, you'll see that the skids will come off a little bit first, even like this. But what you have to take into account is your canopy. your canopy weight. So without your canopy on, you're still going to get that little bit. Okay, so now let's put the canopy on real quick and see how it does that way. Okay, so now the canopy's on and we'll try it again. Pick it up by the fly bar. And you can see pretty much the skids and the tail are coming off exactly the same time, and that means that your helicopter is balanced. Another thing quickly is that you can do the same thing with your perpendicular lateral balance by just swiveling your fly bar 90 degrees around so it's going fore and aft and doing the same thing. This usually isn't too much of a problem, but it can be. Sometimes you might have some hardware mounted on the side or a camera or whatever, and it will, it could be a little off balance. If it's too far off, you might want to counterweight it on the other side or change your modification. But usually it's going to be this way. Once again, I can't stress enough how much this will make a difference. If you don't believe me, just try it sometime. Shove your battery way back in here like they show on a lot of the web pages. I have no idea why they do that, but shove it way back in there so that it's hanging like this, and then try and fly it, and then mount your battery the correct way, excuse me, more like this, so you've got your balance right, and try and fly it that way, and you will definitely see the difference. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you how critical the balance is. Basically, everything is, pretty much everything on a helicopter is more or less centered around your main rotor shaft. You want everything to be, your center of weight, your center of gravity to be pretty much under your main rotor shaft. This applies equally well with real full-scale helicopters, just as it does with RC helicopters. So before you fly, always make sure that your helicopter is in good balance, and you'll have a lot better flying experience. So once again, this is Rob from Heli Skunk Works. Thank you for tuning in my channel, and we'll see you next time.